Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PSGL, back after the Christmas break for the conclusion of season 24. We've got 6 rounds to go, I think. Starting off here at Hungary, round 8. Welcome, everybody. It is the F1 tier, and I am your only commentator from now until the end of time. Owen White. One thing I learned from Monaco was that never agree ever to having a co-commentator, unless it's Austin, because I like Austin as Lickle goes to Narnia. But yeah, I've now got a lock. Well, it's not a real lock, but it's an imaginary lock on the commentary box door, which again there isn't one, but still. So yeah, if you don't like me, tough, because that's never happening again. I would do a recap on Monaco, but quite frankly, so much happened there that you didn't see. I watched the stream back earlier. I can't believe how much you've missed. So I'll try and give you the top 10 results while this qualifying session is going on, and try and recap to the best of my ability. Anyway, what happened? But yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, wasn't it? But yeah, we have lost Connor from the league there as Blizzard predictably slams the brakes on. There's no real point watching this qualifying until right at the very end, is there? So it gives me a good chance to try and give you a bit of a recap anyway. But yeah, it was Connor's final race, and yeah, we had Aaron in the comms for that, and well, I think he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it, so yeah, fair enough. But yeah, we had quite an interesting result, you see, that's the issue. Arguably the best race of the entire season so far, Monaco. Even beating out France, which I thought was a banging race. But yeah, the order that day, which was quite a while ago now, was a pretty shocking one. So, you know, get ready for this. You'll see a few names that you probably didn't expect to see up there. But the winner of that race was Lickle. He's currently down in P11 on these standings right now. But yeah, he had a fantastic race. He won from pole, he had a great lap. Was ahead of the field pretty confidently. He was winning that one easily. Casper finished in 2nd place, which was a really good result for him. He was very happy with that. Francis was 3rd. Even though he had a hit with a wall, he was very lucky to finish that one. But Francis, yeah, he came home 3rd in the Racing Point. I'm not seeing him on the list there on the Racing Point, but he was there, I promise, and he finished 3rd. Good race for him. Lee as well came home. I mean, by the way, Francis was on 14th on the grid, and Lee finished 4th. The two Scotsmen both making up plenty of places. He was 11th on the grid, was Lee, so he did well there. Lakitu came home 5th from 8th on the grid. And yeah, Connor in his final race, picking up his best result of the season, I think it was, in P6. And that was from 15th on the grid as well. We saw, like I say, we saw plenty of variation in the grid. There was some on the grass there. Not a good sign, but I think we're all alive. So yeah, we saw plenty of good results out there. Will was 7th in the Renault, Sparks 8th in the McLaren, Alfie 9th in the Red Bull, and Ash Best 10th in the Ferrari. What you'll notice there is that none of the Williams boys finished, and I don't think I got nearly enough coverage. Both Williams had accidents, and yeah, you know, it was just one of them races. It was a complete off race. You can see Louis up at the top there. You can see Blizzard was on his lap on the sauce, so you can't really judge from there so far. But yeah, it looked not particularly comfortable for Williams. They weren't on pole, I don't think. Obviously, Lickle was up there. But yeah, they both managed to crash out in that race. Louis was much more dramatic, it must be said, than Blizzard's. But nevertheless, it was an off day for Williams. Not very often you'll see that on the game. But yeah, Monaco, I think, was just that one-off race. I think we'll be probably back to normal service today. And the championship standings after Monaco, in turn, were closed, not really by a massive amount, but it's Louis ahead by 21 points still, so that means he will keep this lead at least for another race. Even if he doesn't finish this one, you can only score 17 points at the maximum. So he's on 76, Blizzard on 55. Jacotet is now within striking distance of Blizzard. He's 11 points, so theoretically, if it all goes wrong, Blizzard could lose that P2 in the championship today, which is not really something I don't think that many people would have been expecting. looking at the earlier season form, but we'll see if Blizzard can strike back today. There's a car off there, it's Lickle. He's gone after that turn 5. Very difficult to go on, well, to hit that curb on the apex of turn 5 and actually stay on, which he hasn't managed to do. He's now going to hotfoot it back to the pits. Here's Ash Best. I'll be interested to see if anyone actually decides to qualify in the softs here. Frankly, it feels like the hards are more likely to be a better qualifying tyre than the softs, just by how useless these tyres really are. But yeah, it's probably going to be mediums for most of them, but I'm sure 1 or 2 will try softs. But from what I've seen before, it doesn't really work out too well, but we'll see. We'll see. 10 minutes to go. We've got a few people heading up into the stream. Welcome, nice to see you all. Hope you had a good Christmas, etc, etc. I've already got a hashtag bringing Aaron back. You know it's going to be a bad stream when I stop with this. I don't want to hear his name ever again. But yeah, Ash Best put in. I don't think. Oh, that's not the line. Luckily, the game auto fixes the car, because he could have hit the wall there, like I did in karting the other day. Yeah, I went karting, stuck it in the wall twice. Well, I was about a second off the pace as well. It was horrendous. And I'm going karting in March with a few of the people from a league that shall not be named, because apparently we don't like that, even though they're ILR. But yeah, not really good, not really bodes well there. So if I end up dying at that, you know why. I'm just not very quick. But yeah, right. Let's actually watch a lap. I know it's only on the hard. Still, it's not really very representative. But let's just take an onboard trip around the Hungary with VRT Midnight. Like I say, it's not really the best gauge because of the slower tyres, but it's just nice to get a lap up here. It'd be interesting to see how much they take into turn 4 on these hards. Yeah, it just so much less grip, and in turn 5 as well. You'd be lucky to even hit the apex on those hards, let alone spin off of it. As you have so little grip, you can see the amount of understeer in Midnight Scott. Maybe he's got lower wings as well, which of course wouldn't help with the less grippy tyres. But yeah, not the best lap in the world, but he just wants to get a bank run, I guess. 54.7 in the middle sector. Into the final sector, the sector where it's very difficult to spin those rear tyres quite a lot, especially in this hairpin here and off the final corner as well, because you always think that you can get off that last corner much earlier than you actually can, and it ends with you being washed out wide. A few people have already done that today. Midnight crosses the line with an invalid lap time of 1 minute 16. I think that would have been 0.6, if I read that correctly. Yeah, it sort of flashed up quite quickly. I was looking on the left, seeing where his name would pop up, but yeah, it didn't count. I think it would have been near the top though. Here's Toby, or Lambo. I mean, I'm still sort of calling him Lambo. But, oh, look at that rear end, as I'm saying there, out of the hairpin. It is difficult to keep the rear end at bay. And again, washing a tiny bit wide. Nothing too dramatic, but again, an invalid time, 17.4. Blizzard's back out on another lap. His first try on these hard. He's going to try and put in a banker, I guess, to show that he is up there with his teammates. Make it Williams 1-2 before the medium runs. There's a few people in the pits already preparing, so they may end up sitting there for another 3 or 4 minutes before they go out. But let's watch Blizzard. This should be much more interesting to see. Into turn 1. I see a lot of people are hesitating when it's shifting up to 8th gear, either doing it extremely late or not at all. Personally, I'm going nowhere near 8 on a qualifying lap. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. But that's just me. Maybe Blizzard, when he goes into the medias, would go up to 8th, but I guess the hard is not really as important. He's just going for a smooth lap here, and he's getting it so far. He's keeping that car under control pretty well. The chicane, we saw Midnight have a lot of understeer here, and we're seeing the same with Blizzard. You can cut that a tiny bit, but I wonder if he did it a bit too much. He also had a bit of a slide on the exit, and I think he's abandoning the lap, so he must have cut it just a little bit too much. Oh, Toby's gone off, and he's done it at that hairpin again. He did it on the last lap, except he didn't quite spin, and he's still lighting those rears up. as he heads into the pit lane. A really difficult part of the track. It'll be interesting to see how people race in the on maybe the hard tyres towards the end of the race when the tyres are starting to go off. It could be the only way really of getting an actual overtake done on this track, because you're relying on this last sector for the guy ahead of you being rather mediocre for you to get a good run and get the pass into turn 1. There's a chance into turn 2, but turn 1 has that heavier braking zone, so you'd want to be going for it there. Let's see if Blurto can get this on the second try. Staying tight to the inside there, which becomes the outside for turn 2. Gives him the widest entry. Staying tight to the inside there. Drifting out to the exit. Not going all the way to the left. I wonder if that would just sort of mess about the rear of the car. Moving like that too much, you could spin. So I guess that's why Blurto didn't do that. Especially on them tyres. Maybe not worth it. Touching that curb on turn 5, that could easily, like I say, cause a spin, but he kept it under control. Again, going for the cuts in that chicane, which, like I say, you can get away with if you nail it just right. Unfortunately, it's not a Casio triangle style cut where you can just straight line the thing. That's a bit wide there, and he's going to drift him the whole way off. I wonder if he's going to possibly actually just pit at the end of this. He's not got much ERS, he hasn't got much fuel left, it hasn't been the best lap in the world, and he's starting to struggle with the rear of the car. Only got 4 minutes left, and he does pit. So Sparks, first guy out on the medium compound tyre. As you can see, most of the field looking at that. No one at the moment seeing softs on the screen. I think there's a few that have done their lap on soft, as you can see there are 2, but they're not really representative. JP, we're not going to have this debate again. Not an argument, as Jack called it. No, it was a debate. I think we can agree on that. I just have my opinions on Lando Norris, and yeah. That's just me, as far as we'll go with this. But anyway, let's see how Sparks does. He will be the first one to do a lap on the mediums. I'll be keeping an eye on Rafa, the new boy. Well, we say he's a new boy. It's more like he's returning. He's replacing Connor for the rest of the season. And it's good this. We're seeing a few people now starting to return to league racing after taking a break. Like, personally, I'm coming back as well. Not to PSGL or anything like that. I think I'll be doing SLR. But, listen, still, foot is coming back. A few people are starting to do that now. I think a few months break on the game has helped these guys quite a lot. Especially it's helped me anyway. It just feels like a lot of people sort of fell out of love with the game. But yeah, people coming back. Good to see. And I'll keep an eye on how he's doing. But let's see Sparks for now, because like I say, he will be the first to complete the lap. Already up by a few tenths in the first sector. I'm not saying Norris is a bad driver. I'm just saying he's not as good as people say he is, in my personal opinion. But just in case anyone's wondering, I like the kid. I just don't like him as much as Russell or Albon or even Giovinazzi. Anyway, sorry, that's gonna really annoy people, that one. Let's see Sparks then at the end of the lap. Gotta get this right. Rear end looked like it was going a little bit on the entry there, but he's got it out of the corner alright, and into the final turn he goes. Still got some ERS to blast it down to the line. This should go top of the timing sheet if he's got it all well and good, but no, only P2. Rafa, I think, has he abandoned the lap? He's looking a bit slow. Yeah, I think he's abandoned the lap. Who's close to the end of a lap? Possibly Jake Attacks. Yeah, Jake Attacks, final corner. And to the line he goes. This should go P1, and it does indeed. Not by much, mind you. We've got Louis on a lap. Let's watch him. He has got a couple of cars ahead, but I think that should be Sparks, isn't it? It is Sparks, so he'll get out of the way. Louis got some good commitment through turn 4. And turn 5 seems to be no problem. He's a bit wide on the exit. Will has had a collision with Lakitu. I wonder what's happened there, because they've both gone off at turn 1, and this is the end of their qualifying sessions. Lakitu, well, he'll actually start ahead of Will, because he's got 10 places of grid penalties there, Will. He's got 2 separate 5-place grid penalties, so he'll start dead last now, Will. And Rafa's gone off as well. You can see him at turn 1. It's all going off there in the first corner. And qualifying, and in quite a controversial manner, as Liam goes fastest. Let's see how Louis is getting on. Yellow's in all 3 sectors now, so a lot of people are making mistakes. And here comes Louis. He doesn't make too many mistakes. He's going to be in the 1 minute 15s. And he's on pole. Not by much, though. His teammate could beat that. Let's see where he is. I think there's another car off, was there? It is, yeah. It's just Will still. Well, just Will. Blizzard is going to go again. Well, this gives me a great excuse to try and watch another attempt at pole. Will's been disqualified. Would have started last anyway. But let's see how Blizzard gets on then. He's got a 1 minute 15.7 to beat. Still yellow flags in the first and second sectors. A big slide in the first corner for Blizzard. He just hasn't got this setup working by the looks of it. I think he's got the pace, but he just seems a bit too trigger happy at the rear end. Something I struggle with quite a lot as well. Oh, that's Jaketex has gone. Jaketex, currently P3, has stacked it into the wall on the exit of turn 3. Didn't distract Blizzard though. He's hoping that will improve a little bit. I think he is currently possibly a bit down on Louis, who looked a lot smoother through this section. And again, going for that cut. There's no way he's got away with that, has he? Yeah, certainly more than his other cuts, and they didn't seem to work out for him. He's going wide there as well. He's taking lots of risks. Amir goes P3. Second sector. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know when he abandoned his last lap. I'd assume it was in the last sector and still pushed through the first two. Let's see where Blizzard goes. Is it valid? Is it invalid? It's not going to be pole. It's fourth, so it was valid. It didn't look a valid lap, did it? But he got it. I think. Did Midnight just go P7? I think. Here's Casper. Looking like a decent enough lap. Goes P3. I'm hearing in the chat that Arsenal are doing badly. Frick. Wait, listen, I've told you, Aaron is banned from mentions. It's not that I don't like the guy, it's just that, you know, I like the commentary box for me, please. Anyway, here is the grid then. Louis from Liam, Casper, Amir, Blizzard, Jaketex, Sparks, Midnight, Rafa, only one on the hards, good luck with that one, and Alfie 10th on mediums. Outside top 10, Toby, Zenki, Ashbest, Lickle, Lakitu, Lee, and Will, who got 2 5-place grid penalties and then got disqualified for just parking it on the end of the first corner after a very odd incident with Lakitu, which we didn't see. We saw the aftermath of it, but we saw the second collision, which was like a tiniest little tap. But it was straight up penalty for it. Very odd accidents there. Two odd accidents, and well, he starts last, and we'll see how he gets on from there. Hopefully, he isn't too angry by it. But yeah, not raining, but certainly a rather dull day here at Hungary. I've already been told this will be the worst F1 race ever. I will make it interesting. Don't you worry about that. I think that's Lickle telling me. No, don't worry. It'll be fine. I'll make it interesting. I'm in this job for a reason. Is it really a job? It's more sort of slavery. But I'm in this for a reason. I will make it interesting. You will not be bored tonight. Hopefully, anyway. I can't guarantee it. It could be an absolute bore fest. You could be right. I think F2 is still on as well. That doesn't help our case. That's why we only have 19 viewers. Boo! Right. Formation lap time. Let me just quickly put a stream link out. Good time to do it. And, well, that's quite a weave, isn't it, Louis? I've done that a few times, and every time I've done it like that, I've ended up in the wall. Mind you, I'm not the most skilled driver. Still. But yeah, so tyres outside the top 10. Alfie and Lickle, only 2 drivers outside the top 10 to start on the mediums. Oh, Lakitu's done what I said I would do. He's in a Red Bull as well, so it makes sense. Maybe it's a Red Bull thing. Maybe that's just that. Solves the problem. But yeah, let's do oh, it's done it again. He's not having a good formation lap, is he? Shall we try again? He's going to be right behind the pack. I'm surprised he hasn't been disqualified from the lap, honestly, but yeah, he's keeping on going. Right, sorry, helmet review. Gotta do a new edition of them. We'll just skim through them, see which ones I like. I know no one cares, but it's filler. I don't like any of them. Zenki's is good, but nah, it's good. Screw it, it's good. Ugh. Yours looks nice, Lakitu. Lakitu's got a nice helmet design as well. I'll be honest, there's not many good ones here. But anyway, it's not about the helmet designs. It is about the racing. Ah, it's Hungary. It's about the helmet designs. It's about the McMahon Award. How about that? Who's going to get those penalties tonight? Let's stick that in the comments. Who's going to win the race tonight? Why bother really asking that question? Unless Louis DCs or crashes or Liam makes a noble sacrifice. Blizzard from 5th on the grid. It'll be interesting to see what he can do from there. I imagine he's probably a bit disappointed. Maybe he's got a more race-oriented setup. But here comes Will. He is the last man around the final corner. I say man, he's a child. But around the final corner. I don't think they wave a green flag, do they? At the back. I wish they would add that. That'd be a nice feature, you know. But we've got 35 laps ahead of us. Back from the Christmas break. First race of the second half. And we will go at Hungary when the 5 lights go out. We are away in Hungary. Looks like a decent start from the front row. We'll see how they all get down towards turn 1. It's a very long run, but through the pack looks like we're all going okay. I'm noticing that Rafa's car has disappeared as we see all sorts going on in turn 1. Plenty of moves going on. Doesn't look like there's any damage, but where's Rafa? Rafa's in the final corner. So I don't know what's happened there, but it said on our time screens he was first, but he's actually parked it in the final corner. So he started really poorly, not really his own fault, but I like it. But Caster's had a good start. Liam's had a poor one. That was a car off the track, looked like a Will. Rafa, yeah, Rafa's nowhere. Look at him, he's absolutely nowhere. Lickle on the inside there of Zenki, getting himself P11. And that's on the sausage curve. Don't want to be getting out there on the exit of turn 5. That'll wash you off way wide. You cannot have an accident that way. Will up to 14th. Looks like he's not very happy with Lakitu. He's got by him nice and quickly though. Doesn't want to have any accidents. Midnight looks to be holding these guys out a little bit. There's no damage. Maybe he's just had a bit of a shaky start, but he's got sparks out. He's got them all over him, in all honesty. We've got a couple of cars going wide at the start of the final sector. Something where we see quite a lot, but look at that down the inside. Tries sparks. It's only that one though. There's no real point taking massive risks, as I was saying that. Lickle is also making some moves at the start. Amir now on the back of his own team. Well, let's see how this one goes. Start of lap 2. Louis already 1.2 seconds clear. Rafa, like I say, I don't know. I don't really think we can do much about him unless he retires. Someone would need to tell him to do that, because, like I say, he's currently. Oh, Lickle! Lickle's gone. We're not going to get a good. Well, we are going to get a good look. Let's see if Rafa can find him. Where did Lickle go? Is he on the main straight, or is he on the main straight? There he is, turn 1. He must have clipped somebody down towards turn 1, and he's out of the race. Is Rafa AI? I cannot tell what's happening with Rafa. I really can't tell. But he started at the back. He started somewhere around, I think, the penultimate corner. So whatever's going on there, hopefully it doesn't cause anyone too many issues. But yeah, both Alphas pretty much out of it. I don't really know what happened to Lickle. He was making the moves early on and said that he didn't have to be taking too many risks at the start. And maybe he just took one risk too many, maybe a bit too late on the brakes, had to avoid, hit the wall. Whatever's happened though, he's out of the race. And we've got 2 Alphas pretty much in the wars. And we've got Lakitu as well down at the back. Midnight still seems to be struggling on these tires to get them going. And do you know what else? This is actually really annoying, because seeing what Rafa's like with the timing screen as well, that means we can't see the gaps that long. Hopefully he'll get lapped though, since he's an AI, then that sort of alleviate the issue. But yeah, for now we can't really do anything. Now look at this side by side, Liam trying on the outside of Amir. Looks like he's got a good run, but up towards turn 4, it's suicide if you want to do that, especially this early on in the race. Blizzard, though, right behind him, currently in P6, looking to get himself involved. Because you can see his teammate starting to pull away. In fact, you can't really see his teammate. There he is, already through the chicane before he even enters it, Blizzard. So he's really got to get a move on now. But that's very difficult to do on this circuit. So he could have a long day ahead of him, it must be said. Strategy could get into it. Maybe he'll do some undercutting. But primarily, he's got to get a move on and start making some overtakes. Yellows for Alfie. Alfie's gone off. I think it's just a simple spin, possibly contact, but he's got no damage. Anyone ahead looking at the pit lane? We'll have a little look. I think we're all okay. I think it must have just been maybe a side pod contact, or just like I say, a spin. Louis fastest lap at the start of lap 4. He's pulling away nicely. Jacotex on the back here of Casper. Blizzard's going to want these two to start fighting at some point now, because that'll help everyone catch up. Blizzard wants to be at the head of this group, pretty sharpish. At the moment, he is a long way behind. So, yeah, rather tame start. Apart from Lickle, we don't know what happened to him, and obviously Rafa's issues. Where is Rafa at the moment? He's well in the final sector. Like, he's not going to be lapped for a while. I don't think anyone can tell him to retire, because I don't think he's actually here. And if he is here, he's probably in the lobby. Maybe in his screen, he's dominating the race. I've had that before on the old F1 games. As we know, they don't patch these glitches. So that could possibly be what's going on there. He could be genuinely racing and dominating the race because he thinks, oh, I'm so quick, whoop-de-doo. While in reality, he's last by a long way, being an AI. Honestly, happened to me once. I won a league race by like a minute, and then reality hit. Oops, no, I was transported out of the lobby about halfway through the race. Don't ask how that happened, because I have no idea. Yeah, fun stories. But something similar might happen there. Is there any chance for Blizzard to get past Liam? He's jinking to the inside, trying to psych him out, but nothing's working at the moment. Jacotex using up quite a lot of that ARS. Casper has got plenty to use, as does Louis, so them two are managing their situation rather well. Amir as well, and Liam, they're all doing much better than Jacotex. That, and low fuel as well. He's really pushing at the start of this race to try and get up into that P2, but at the moment it's not really paying off for him, and the longer he stays behind Casper, the more trouble he's going to be in later on. As Liam, what's happened to him there? He just lost a lot of time. He's having to cut into all the cutting chicanes actually, so maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought, but he's certainly under a lot of pressure. Amir's lost some time as well. I wonder if one of them's hit that turn 5 curb and they've had to put the brakes on, because it certainly feels like they've lost a big chunk of time. Right, where's Rafa now? I think they'll catch it about 3 or 4 laps time, and we won't have to worry about this for the leading guys anyway. Might take a while for the whole field to cycle through, considering where Lakitu is at the moment. But yeah, Louis dominating, setting near identical lap times, and having a pretty decent time out there. Jacotex now with no pressure behind, looking to try and have a go on Casper towards turn 1. And with this ARS issue, he's really got to get a move on. He's going to have to try and psych out Casper and get by him now, or else he's going to find himself in a lot of trouble. Because the second that ARS starts to dry up, and the second he has to start saving fuel, he will fall into the clutches of his teammate Liam Blizzard. And apparently it's desync for me, for Rafa then. So where's Rafa then in the race? If you know, Connor. Because like I say, for me, I can't really see much on this. And Amir's had a mistake. Amir's gone off the track at the chicane. No damage. Must have just spun on his own. And, well, I said he was falling back. He had, I think, a moment at turn 5, possibly on the last lap. But certainly this time he's had a much bigger moment, and he's released Liam and Blizzard, but lies right into the middle of this pack as well, and cutting corners and struggling. And look at that on the inside, we've got Will trying to get this one done. He's still being nice and aggressive then, showing that he is fully motivated, but that is the issue with being fully motivated. You could be a bit too fully motivated, if that's even a thing, because now, look at this, he might end up losing the position, and we're going 3 wide down the main straight towards turn 1 in the fight for P12. Ash best leader at the moment. Can Lee get by both of them in one move? He'll get by Will, who then gets a fantastic exit. This is going to be tight in towards turn 2 and possibly even turn 3 and 4. Round the outside tries Will. Bit of wheel binding. Lucky enough to spin the car, but it does set up well for turn 3. Stay on the inside. He must do it. He makes a bit of contact with a Ferrari, and we go side by side still towards turn 4. And Lee is still having a look as well. And eventually, Asbest has to back up. Has a bit of a slide as well. But Will relented and got the position. Good driving from him then. And look at all the corner count. Oh, it's painful. Jeez, that's really bad. That camera shot should be illegal. My God. Lakitu penalty, but also Lakitu 16th. 2 Red Bulls not having a great day. These guys are about to lap Rafa on my screen. So at least for me, I'll get to see what the leaders are doing. Unless Rafa is a leader, I do not know. I really don't know. But yeah. Jacotex saved some fuel now. You can see that he's got no warning lights on anymore. Holding the gap well to Liam. So it's all not going as badly as I thought it possibly might, but he isn't getting by Casper. That's the issue, and Casper still has plenty of ERS. So there is a challenge, and well, yeah, that tells me that he's not on the lobby then, or for me anyway, because yeah, well, you know, this is good though. This is good because he's being removed now. Everyone's getting past him. Means we don't have to worry about the yeah, game settings going to the lead. Lakitu's a bit far back. Oh, Lakitu has nearly stuck it in the wall, and that was very lucky to not go off. But he's now going to have a bit of a tricky time with those rear tyres if he's already sliding about like that. But yeah, at least we can look at these guys properly now. And look at Jacotex. Can he get a good run? A tad wide. Casper, I think, got the better exit. But Jacotex has got the extra straight line speed with the ERS. Is he going to throw one up the inside? He's got to try at some point, and Rafa still apparently leads the race, so that was absolutely pointless. I think Lee has just got overtaken by Ash Best, has he? And now he's going to go back for him on the inside of turn 1. Ash Best will try the cut back, but he's had a big slide on the rear. Not going to happen for him there. Blizzard's got a penalty. And Zenki's got a Will all over the back from now, who's having his fastest first sector of the race so far. These guys, all three of them, on the hard compound tyres. Toby, the highest runner in the entire field on those hard tyres, unless Rafa is actually ahead of both of them in the real race. And I mean, what on earth is that corner cut from Toby? Will's wasn't as bad, but he hit the curb at a bad point and nearly spun, and he's struggling a bit now, actually. He may have had a good sector 1, but it's certainly not going to be a very good sector 2. Yeah, he's lost nearly a second. Because he was high. Well, yeah. Compared to where he was up on the first sector. Maybe I'm over-dramatising a bit. It's more like 7/10, but yeah, let me have it, okay? Jacotex, any chance into turn 1? He's going to try and psych him out, I think. Like, try something. And this is, well, it's what Zenki's doing. He's been able to get by Toby with the DRS. He can pull by. Why can't Jacotex? But, oh well, I'm not complaining. We're getting some racing, certainly at the back of the field. This train goes from 10th all the way down to 14th. We're all in DRS of each other, which, in honesty, doesn't really mean anything on this track. But, still. Will certainly still looks like he's got the most difficult rear end to deal with at the moment. As, what's happened there? As Blizzard tried to have a go on Liam and maybe not made it work. Certainly getting close, but in that middle sector, if you're going to go side by side there, I mean, I'll sign your death warrant. Will has a 3-second time penalty. Might be his first one. That I think most of them only have one at this point, which is quite surprising. considering how much they're cutting the corner, but you can't afford to not cut it because 99% of the time you get away with it. So, yeah, penalty's always going to come. That's what I'm saying about the McMahon Award. Who's going to push their luck the most? Could be quite an interesting McMahon Award today. But anyway, here comes Blizzard. This is a very good chance for him. Closes right up to the back of the racing point. Goes towards the inside. How late does he want to go on the brakes? He'll go relatively late on the brakes and get that move done. Liam just does not have the exit that he wants. And he has got himself P4, Blizzard, in this race. Back with these guys in the midfield. Toby on the back of Zenki still. And Will still sticking up close. If he can just keep his rear end in check, then he should have a good chance at the end of the lap. Or possibly even up the hill. He may put some pressure on Toby. His own teammate though, you got to remember the teammates. But he certainly does seem faster, doesn't he? And he's a bit wide. Toby's sliding as well. Inside, Will has a look. Certainly putting his teammate under a ton of pressure. And look, he's not cutting the corner the right way. He's putting the middle of the car over the bump in the chicane, and that's unsettling him. It's not keeping him as close as he wants to be. But I think if he can just keep this close, he should have the chance in towards turn 1. I can't believe I'm talking about this for corner cutting light, but I mean, well. I shall deal with what the game presents to me as Blizzard in free air. First lap there, set the fastest lap. It's a good sign for him. But let's see if Will can get himself the move on his teammate. He puts himself into overtake mode on the ERS. But look at that. Toby's got a really nice route. He's got a nice run. And finally, looks like Jacotex is trying to get something done. Side by side through turn 3. And Jacotex had to back off there, else there would have been an accident between the two of them. Casper and Jacotex side by side for so long. And now Blizzard into the DRS range. And looks like Lee now. Lee has got past Will. So something's gone wrong for Will there. Has he just got a bit too wide? Has he lost the rear end? Was there contact with anyone? No damage. But Will, he was the one putting all the pressure on. But I did say his rear end is a bit snaky. And he may have just snaked it a bit too much, if that's even a way of saying it. But he's now down to 12. But yeah, Blizzard then. He set the fastest lap on his first lap, really, in clean air in this race. And he's now caught up to the back of these two, mind you. They have been fighting. But still, the more cars in this fight, the merrier. Jacotex will know that Blizzard's coming out close. He also knows that he's got the fastest lap. Oh, that's so late on the brakes. That's a good omen, that. If he can just get a bit closer, he can certainly launch it on the inside, couldn't he? But he's not doing it at the moment. By the way, I should probably say hello to people who are coming from F2. I don't know how long the F2 race was, but I know it was going for quite a while. So if anyone's here from F2 as well, hello. Nice to see you. But, yeah. Sorry, I always say hello to you, and I always forget to say hello at the same time. It's weird. But, yeah. Louis, 7 seconds clear. Let's have a look at Louis for a bit, because he's, let's not look at Louis anymore. Let's look at Casper, Jacotex, and Blizzard, and now Liam, who's getting himself into the DRS range. And, this is now a 4-way fight for second place. Lap 13 already. I don't know when pit stops are. Maybe it'll be soon. But anyway. DRS time again. Jacotex, well it is. It's pit stop time now apparently for Midnight and Sparks. Maybe I was thinking about it for a reason. Telepathic. Or just, you know, logical. But yeah. No move for any of these guys. They just cannot get close enough. Not at the minute. I mean, you can see Jacotex. He's all over Casper. But it's probably because Casper's saving ERS in all fairness. But I wonder if Williams can afford to do... Oh, Casper with that save on the exit of turn 4. And then gets on the curb at turn 5 as well. He's very lucky to be getting through the second sector unscathed. And that just helps hold these guys up behind him even more. They've not put that camera in a good place. You can barely see the cars because they're so far off the track. But yeah, I'm just wondering, will Williams be able to double stack? Because I'd imagine all of these top 5 cars are going to want to pit on this lap. I'm sure someone might try and flags for Alfie, who's gone off, hit the polystyrene board. No damage. Louis stays out. Casper stays out. Jacotex, Louis, teammate Blizzard, sorry, Blizzard pits, and Liam as well. Amir gonna try to double stack at Mercedes. Yellows again in sector 2. And it's for Lakitu this time. You have a Red Bull. Going off the track. Hasn't killed the board this time by the looks of it. And yeah, these guys will all be going with the hard compound tyres. Jacotex ahead of Blizzard, ahead of Liam, ahead of Amir. Didn't look like there was much holding up, although I didn't see how long Amir was having to wait. But let's see what the traffic's like for these guys. Is anyone coming in a difficult position? Nope, looks like they've got it all A-OK. Casper's going to have to put in a hell of an in-lap, but luckily for him he's got some ERS. Whether or not he decides to use it or not, however, is up to him, really. And it doesn't look like he's actually using it. So he may end up losing out here, because it didn't look like there was any real issues in the pit stops. It doesn't look like these guys are in traffic or anything. They've got 3 seconds of clear out ahead of him. Oh, Rafa again has been killed. Who's going to kill him again? He was hit 4 or 5 times last time this happened, but I think he's going to get away this time. Top 2 into the pit lane. And that means I think everyone on the grid who started on the mediums has made at least 1 stop now. Louis, we don't really care about him. He should be alright in the lead. But Casper, this is what we are worrying about. He was second on the road. Let's see where he's going to be now. Look out for the Mercedes, the Williams and the Racing Point. You should hear them now, in fact. Jacotex has got ahead. Blizzard is not ahead, but Jacotex made the undercut work and he got the job done. But can Blizzard now have a go? He's on the better tyres. Maybe it's the best opportunity at the moment to go for it into turn 2, but he decides not to. So Jacotex up into your net 2nd place. Liam falls a bit off the back of these guys, and I think, oh yeah, well, he's been rear-ended there as Rafa. He'll have to go into the special victims unit for that one. But yeah, Blizzard, surely this is his chance to put himself on the podium now. He's got to get a move on with this, because the longer he stays behind, the more Casper gets to heat the tyres up. And I must say, it's very impressive that Louis managed to pit and come out still in P1. That's how quick he's been today. I mean, it's only an 8-second gap, like, to Casper, or it was before the pit stops all started, but there's a lot in that 8-second gap, as it turns out. And, well, unfortunately for Jacotex, and probably happily for Casper, these guys are about to join a DRS train that's already 5 cars long. And they're about to make it 9. I think Hungary is good for trains. Amir, fastest lap. I would say he'd be catching up. It's just too far behind at the moment to make anything work by catching up to these guys. But the hard runners, they're not going to be pitting probably for another 5 to 10 laps. So Zenki is going to be sitting at the head of this train for quite a long time. Unless any moves start happening. So honestly, people, it's time to get your popcorn out, because Jacotex is the first one to join the train. I mean, that's just criminal, these corner cuts. I'm loving it, I must say. But yeah, the train. Casper just has to close up by a few more tenths to Jacotex and it'll be full 9-car train time. So come on, catch it. You should catch it, he will catch it. But yeah, I just want to see 9 cars using DRS down the main straight, please. That's why it's become my new ambition, as it turns out. Hey, good stuff, right. Oh, no! Is he pitting? Well, for God's sake, Will pitting really early there. Will he get the tyres to the end? Rafa and Farah's pitting as well. I thought these guys would go a lot longer on the tyres, but I guess it turns out they're not. Jacotex, his teammate, Casper's teammate is Ash Best, and so he'll want to do his best to defend, but Jacotex really took himself out of the equation altogether with that near spin. Held it! Tried to go on the inside. Ash Best panics, goes a bit wide, and where's Casper? He's just not catching up at the moment. Ash Best is doing all he can right now as Lakichi retires from the race to keep Jacotex behind, to help his teammate catch up. And Jacotex, there's just no way through. There's where Lakichi ended up in turn 5. Something's gone catastrophically wrong there for him. Possibly a brakes failure or I give up button or something. But and yeah, Lakichi leaves the session, so he's our second retirement of the day. Casper not liking these tyres, but it looks a bit too much, and that's a dangerous line through there from Jacotex. Sliding on the grass, on the entry, can so easily spin off the track. But Jacotex surely will get it on DRS, or maybe Ash Best will just hand it to him. Looks like a lot of people are pitting. Ash is not one of them though, which is going to be great news for Casper. Not so much good news for Jacotex. I don't really think he can defend for this much longer, Ash Best, unless he chucks it back up the inside, but I think that'll be pretty covered. He will fly around the outside though, give it his best shot, go for the exit. Jacotex gets a bit of a tap. Casper now on the back, scuffed by his teammate. Surely it's his chance on Jacotex, but decides not to go for it. That was a big chance. Blizzard now on the inside, and that'll become the outside of Ash Best. Gets the move done nice and cleanly. Casper though really has saved the ERS up brilliantly and has got himself in a good position here. Side by side, Zenki and Will. And they're going to go up to turn 3 as well. Nearly contact side pod with front wheel. But it's all good at the moment. Who's the yellow flag? It's Alfie. Has he got a puncture? Looks like he's got a rear left puncture. Hasn't he? It doesn't look like he's got 4 functioning tyres, does it? I'm trying to see in his wing mirror. I wish you get a good angle of it, but I think he's got a rear left puncture. We're not going to get a good angle of it. I don't know what he's doing. He's got something wrong. I don't know what he's done. I genuinely have no idea. He's retired now. I don't know what was going on with that. Still yellow flags, it says in Sector 3 though, so has somebody else gone off? I'm trying to see, but I don't actually know what's going on in Sector 3. I think we're green now for most of the track, but who's the yellow flag? Is it Alfie in the pits? But he's more in Sector 1 now, isn't he? Whatever. Maybe Alfie was just power drifting, but you know, it always sounds more dramatic if you say it's a puncture. That's basically Hungary tip number 1. Make it sound better than it is. Cause it's crap. Right, come on Casper, let's make a race out of this. Please. I haven't been really keeping too much of an eye on the chat. Does anyone know the Arsenal Leeds score? Just out of curiosity. I don't know if anyone's watching the match or not. I just want to see how much we're winning but losing, but we're drawing, aren't we? I guarantee it'll be a 0-0 until the 99th minute, because someone will break their arm or something, and then we'll lose, and then we'll win no trophies. But I'm gonna guess it's 0-0. Right, enough football talk from me. Let's watch some racing. You know, it is quite sad when an F1 racetrack can't achieve its main goal of racing. I think it's more a game-specific problem, because in the real-life Hungarian Grand Prix, we had a fantastic race. It was brilliant stuff. They all drove really well. Had a great fight for the lead. We had stuff with the 2 Toro Rossos. Here we've just got a train that was 9 cars for about a second. And then Will had to break it up. Couldn't you have just like stayed 1 lap longer? That would have been such a nice picture. But oh, it's Italy next. Even worse, because well, we'll get good racing. We're gonna get about 2 cars make it to the end. Or maybe I'm only going off ILR, which was a complete mess. But you've got higher hopes for these guys. Let's have higher hopes. I think someone raced in that race, so they probably know what they did wrong, which was everything. But anyway. Oh, look at this. Louis, right on the back. Oh, here he goes. Special victim. Ah, ghosted. Boring. Not using your DRS that you don't know you have. Use it. That's an interesting line from Jake Tex. He just pulls over, looks at his board, which probably doesn't really say anything. Never really thought to look at my team board. Does it ever say anything? We should investigate that. F1 myths. The board actually says something. Nice. Sparks is locked up into turn 1. He's going to go a bit wide. Oh! Amir's gone and spun again. He was going for the exit. He was going for the cutback. And he's out of the race. Safety car. Car of safety. Debris on the circuit. Well, off the circuit. Jacob Tex keeps taking that line. I keep expecting to see him spear off and do a Ver line. Or Giovinazzi. They both did it. Who else did it? I swear there was a third that did that in 2017. There was so many. They just spun off at that corner. Maybe only been the two of them. You just know what I'm talking about, don't you? Obviously. Anyway. Jacob Tex. He's doing that thing again where he uses all his ERS. Yeah, the board doesn't say anything, does it? I think we have to go into picture mode to try and figure out if it does. But Casper's got the ERS he needs. Fuel doesn't look particularly good on Jacob Tex's steering. With what I can say, I think that says 0.2. Let me get right up and see what Casper says. Haven't a clue what it says. I can read Jacob Tex one, but I can't read Casper's one. Rafa's car has had an accident with Casper, hasn't it? Has anyone got any information on where Rafa is in the race? Because for all I know, he could be in the middle of this lead in this fight for second, you know? It's funny how the chat says that Amir disappears again when I actually cut onto them at the exact moment where it went wrong for him. So in reality, he reappeared for a split second, the exact moment it went wrong. I should win an award for that. Director of the Year? TV Director? PSGL Streamer Director of the Year for cutting to the chaos just as it happens when no one was even looking at it, I guarantee. In other words, doing my job, but let me sugarcoat it a little bit. Again, it's not really a job, I don't get paid for it. It's more match on. Hold on a minute. Have I lost my internet again? Hello? Oh no, it's back. Don't worry. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Well, I say that. The internet is a bit dodgy. I already DC'd from the lobby once. Normally restarting the PlayStation fixes that. You know, maybe I should live right next to the router. Because the router's like downstairs. That's the issue with it. Sometimes this room is genuinely like a black spot. I could have picked any other... Well, actually, no. This is the one room I didn't want. And I got it. Because my parents hate me. So sorry if it drops out again. I hope it doesn't, but I have a feeling it might. But we'll make the most of it. Will is ahead of Zenki. Hi. How long's it been like that for? Oh, it's been like that for a while. It's just Rafa again. Lap 25, people. Only 11 to go. Looks like Blizzard is now closer to... no one's closer to anything, really. Just not really happening for anyone right now. No one making the moves, because they can't. Evidently, they just cannot. Let's have a look at penalties. Obviously, every time I cut onto Louis, he gets a penalty, so cue the penalty. Should have got a warning there at least. Well, let's see who's winning the McMartin Award at the moment. Will's out. I've missed it. Let's see where he is. Is he on the way up the hill? Possibly a turn 4 or a turn 5 casualty. Look around. Do you see a Renault? Yes. I think he's just parked it up actually. I don't think he's actually hit anything. Or maybe he has and then just hit retire. Anyway, sorry, McMahon Award. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Isn't it? I did say this before the race started. Louis has got 1 penalty. Jake Tex has got 1 penalty. Casper, that's good for him. He'll move up ahead of Jake Tex. Blizzard has 2 penalties and a few more warnings. 1. 2. We've got 2 on 2. Fascinating. 3 on 2, is that? I'm actually losing count of how many people have got penalties now. We've got Will, who's currently out of the race, but he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the McMahon Award is going to belong to Will, who says there's rain coming. Do you know when? Well, I mean the sky's getting a bit dull. Are you sure? Are you trying to like mess with me here? Because if I get blue balled here, I'm gonna kill you. Although I must say, I did say earlier on it was dull, but and it is starting to get a bit dull again. Apparently, Rafa's running 6th place, so he's in the gap between Liam and Midnight. Right then. So we think there's rain coming. It could be like a. Is it like a France situation? Do we think? Then has Rafa just reappeared in his 6th place? Because it says he just left. If he, what? Well, he's back where he belongs anyway. But yeah, will it rain like a France-style situation? I know, I'm trying to figure out what it's going to be, Will! I'm trying to wonder where it's going to come. Are we going to see it like France, where it's like last 2 laps? Because it always sounds like that at France. Or is it going to be like last 5 laps? I don't know. I'm trying to theorise when the rain you say is coming. It's going to be like France. Okay, good. That ends well. Amir's now left the session. Sad times. Penalty situation. Let me just quickly remind you. I'm pretty sure it's 1-0-2, but I'll just quickly confirm that for you. 1-0-2. So yeah, at the minute. Oh, actually, you know how many Liam got again? Has he got 1? So I think Blizzard would fall to 5th at the moment. Casper will go to 2nd, and Jake Tex will go 3rd. I think. So that's where that's at. Louis got another penalty. Not that that matters, unless it really goes to pot and he gets a few more. And looks like Casper's starting to lose the back end a bit. I must say, when it starts to rain on this game, when you're on the hard tires, it's gonna be a bad time for you. But yeah, these guys are gonna keep the tires in good tow. Yeah, so Rafa's now definitely left. That's why he's now 8th. He's in the chat saying he would have been on for a podium. And you know what? I can see where he's on about that one on those mediums. He was 6th on them. Wasn't looking too bad for him. Yeah, so it's a shame that didn't work out for him. But it's an even more shame that on my screen he started on the final corner. So yeah, what a shame. But we've got a potentially interesting climax here. Say Louis falls off the cliff. Say he loses 6-7 seconds in the last few laps. Casper could still win the race. If he just keeps it on the track, it could just be about who keeps this thing on the track if it starts to rain hard enough for any trouble. There's 2 different types of odd rain on this game. There's France type rain, where it will rain right at the very end and just be a bit of a nightmare. Or there's Baku style rain, where in 1 lap it will absolutely tip it down and you'll need to go straight for intermediates. It's weird. A lot of tracks handle this sort of rain really differently. From what I can see, I remember I did a Baku one hub race, and I swear to God, in half a lap it went from to oh my God, I've got a pit. And it was the people on the hard tyres actually that day, if I remember, who were okay with the rain, and everyone else on the other tyres wasn't. But the hard tyres at the same time were the ones who were crashing, but they were quicker, but they were all crashing. So yeah, hard tyres are a bit of a mixed bag in the light conditions. It'll be hard to tell what's going to happen, and my description there is probably extremely confusing. Try being the driver in a situation you have to try and figure all this out. But we've got 6 to go, and well, watch it not rain now. Having said all this, but yeah, I'm going to go under the assumption that it will rain. It's pretty much all we've got to go off anyway, really, because there's nothing happening. As you can see, we've just been watching these guys doing a wee procession for the last hour. Casper safe in the knowledge that he's going to be second. Blizzard safe in the knowledge that he's not going to be ahead of these two either way because of penalties. And Liam safe in the knowledge that he'll be ahead of Blizzard and will be stepping on to 4th place anyway. They already know what's going to happen, so hopefully the rain just shakes up a little bit. Oh, Arsenal are winning! Yay! Arsenal are winning. Did anyone say that in the chat? Maybe I just missed it, but Arsenal are winning! We're beating the championship side. Zenke gets a penalty. He's catching up with the McMahon Award status. That is currently held pretty dominantly at the moment by Will. Speaking of which, is McMahon even here? McMahon isn't here. McMahon's going to be here for the presentation of the award named after, you know, raining. It's raining. It's raining. 5 laps then to go. Good luck. That's all I'm going to say to you. Who cracks first? Oh, I did say it in the chat. I just missed it. Right. This is where it gets difficult then. Depending on how heavy this rain gets, if it stays like this for the rest of the race, you'll lose about a second or two a lap, but it's really not going to warrant intermediates or possibly, really, it's not even going to make any mistakes happen. But it's corners like this one where you're going to have to be super careful. And it looks like Casper's being a lot more difficult to get it under control. He's got a lot for ERS as well, but he's got to use it. Oh! Jacotex has gone off! Jacotex is the first to make a mistake then. And he falls off the podium and a big amount of damage to his car. And you know what? I was saying about Will earlier, hitting the curbs and that chicane. You can't do that in the rain now, of course, because if you do that, you'll unsettle the car, and with these slippery conditions, you will do what Jacotex has just done. Hopefully these guys saw what just happened there and don't replicate it. And hopefully Louis doesn't do the same. Well, we all hope he does, but yeah, stay off them curbs now. You can't be going for crazy corner cuts now, people. But now it means that Casper gets no DRS. He's got all the ERS he wants though, as does Blizzard. So Blizzard's now got a real chance here. And this would have helped Rafa's case even more. That accident for Jacotex, he'll be really ruining that DC now. But this is really a fantastic end to the race we're going to get now. Liam just sort of sitting back at the moment. He knows he's on for a podium as it stands. If he can just stay within the saving that 3 seconds. That'll be 2 Racing Point podiums in a row. They're seemingly alright through turn 4. No real dramas. Jacotex onto the softs. We'll see how he gets on them. But looking like we're all keeping it nice and under control. The rain is getting a bit heavier. But the longer we go like this, the longer they have to get used to it, and eventually... Oh! Blizzard with a big slide there, but I think Leo's was even bigger. He is catching though. He's liking the free air at the moment. But it's soon going to become dirty air again. Casper 7/10 clear. Louis fine. He's in plenty of clean air, so he shouldn't have any issues. But we'll keep an eye on him, just in case, you know, he sticks it in the wall or something funny like that. Blizzard nearly falls out of DRS now. can anyone give me any info on the Constructors' Championship? I'm just seeing Mark in there saying about the gap between the top two. I'll bring his points up at the end, but I'm just wondering if the Constructors is actually on to be finished today. Genuinely, I don't know. Because, I mean, that's something interesting to see. Someone tell me if the Constructors can be won today. 5 to go. How many can you get per race? How many points? What? 29 times 5. Nah, can't be won today. Maybe a bit too optimistic, but still, it's getting close. Lee's got a penalty. Nothing really happening here, people. Keeping it nice and controlled. What about Jacotex? How's he doing on the tyres? He's having a bit of fun out there now. Won't get a fast lap or anything, but he's having a bit of fun. The rain still looks like it's getting a bit heavier though. 2 to go. Blizzard again, just not really doing anything. It's just with these penalties, he knows there's absolutely no point. Oh, look at that rear end on the exit of turn 1. Liam nowhere near close enough to take any advantages. It is very fascinating, I must say, watching these guys, because look at them, they're sliding about, they're struggling. Is this chicane? I just wonder, like, say, look how wide that is. How difficult must that be to keep on the road? If you hit that curb run, you're off, you're dead, that's it, goodbye, see you next week. And one big mistake from either of the two Williams could seriously affect the championship. If Louis goes off on this last lap, opens the championship right back up again. If Blizzard loses it, say, championship over, pretty much. You know what I mean? So these two Williams boys, they're the two I would say who are under the most pressure. But Louis, currently 5 seconds a lap slower than his fastest attempt earlier on in the race, starts his final lap. Hopefully for him, he can get to the end. Hopefully for the sake of the championship, he sticks it in the wall. But anyway, any attempts from these guys, I don't think there will be. They're just not close enough. They haven't been the whole race, really. It says the whole story of this race. These guys just not able to catch each other and pass each other. Just not really been a factor. But look at the rain. It's getting heavier still. And remember, they're still on the dry compound tyre. It's not like this is an easy situation. It looks like Casper's starting to struggle a bit now. A bit more than Blizzard anyway. Liam falls a bit off the back, but look at this. Blizzard now sticks his nose in, has a look, shows he's there. Doesn't want to be too over ambitious. Take himself out of the race. But he's certainly putting Casper under a massive amount of pressure. Liam ready to pounce if anything goes wrong. Think he really is. He's on for this McMahon award, I must say. But on for the race victory. Louis led from the start, dominated the race and won in the rain. Good race for him. Really cementing his place at the top of the title now. After his retirement last week. Perfect way to respond, well, I say last week, last race. Casper, no penalties McGee. We'll come around the final corner. He'll catch up a little bit to Louis. A very good performance for him to finish P2. Liam comes in P3 with Blizzard only in P4. Not good for his title charge today. And typically, just as the race finishes, DRS gets disabled. So let's look back in the field. Let's see how everyone else is getting along. Will everyone make it to the line? Could you have imagined one more lap like this? Midnight 5th, Spark 6th, Lee 7th, Toby 9th with Jacotex 8th, now Zenki 10th. Ash best to be last to the line. If he gets there, I think he's going to stick it in the wall. I don't think he really cares where he ends up at this point because he's now last on the road and 12th in, or sorry, 11th. So no points regardless. He may as well stick it in the wall, give us a nice wee show, but it's the classic. If only the race went on for one extra lap on top of this one, it would have been a fantastic finish because it would have been racing on dries in full-on intermediate conditions. But alas, they just got lucky. They got extremely lucky. So there is the podium. Does Brandon even look like that anymore? Like, serious question, does he? I swear he doesn't look like that. Maybe this is still taking while he was doing his weight loss stuff, I don't know. Sorry, that's a bit of a odd complaint to make. But yeah, good performance there. Jay saying in the chat, he threw another podium. Yes. Right then, who wins the McMahon Award? Is it going to be shared between Zenki and Will? Yes, it is. So Zenki, Will, congratulations, you have won the McMahon Award for this week. And Louis wins the race, Casper second, Liam third. I've got nothing to ask them. Frick. So I don't think I'll do any interviews. I don't know what to ask. Like, what would I ask them? Louis, you said you won from the start. Have you got anything else to say? No. Oh, Casper, you sat just doing nothing the whole race. Anything to say about that? No. Liam did absolutely nothing. He kept his nose clean. Have you got anything to say about that? No. I've got nothing to ask these people. How is Mark asking how these people are getting penalties? Did you even see the like that chicane? Like, it's horrendous. Right. I've got nothing to ask these people, so I'm going to end the stream. Hopefully in Italy I'll actually have things to ask them. There's no point getting them in the party just to say, well done, goodbye. So I'm just going to say, well done, goodbye.